4 toxic behaviors you need to stop ASAP to save your relationship. All right, hey guys, my name is Diana Garcia. I'm a licensed mental health counselor in Florida, owner of a private practice called Nurturing Minds Counseling. The 4 behaviors that I'm going to go over today are actually research-based by John Gottman, who's like the relationship expert, and he's identified these 4 traits that he has found in couples who tend to have negative interactions and are more likely to get divorced. Hence why these behaviors are really important for you to stop right away. Okay, the first behavior you want to stop ASAP is criticism. So as you can see from the screen, criticism is verbally attacking your partner's personality or character. So that's a little bit different than a complaint. So let's use the example of your partner leaves clothes on the floor, right? So a complaint would be, I feel frustrated when clothes is on the floor. I need you to help me pick them up, or I need you to pick up after yourself, right? That's a complaint and you're expressing a need or a desire. Criticism would be like, you always leave clothes on the floor. You're such a freaking slob. Did you never learn to pick up after yourself? You're just a dirty, dirty slob, right? So you're really kind of highlighting their personality or character defect. And that's really criticism, like you're going really in on them. So that's the first behavior to really stop or let go of right away. Second behavior is contempt. So that's really a sense when you actually feel like almost better than your partner. And maybe you don't consciously feel that way, but your partner feels that you're kind of sensing that you're better than, you're superior. And so that looks like in conversations, maybe rolling your eyes, mocking them, sarcasm, and even to a certain extent, name calling, insulting them. So this is really when you might get mean with your partner, or vice versa, your partner gets mean with you. So there's this sense of like you kind of really belittling and going into your partner's negative traits and making them feel really bad. So this contempt, and this is actually the one that John Gottman says is the one that you need to change ASAP, because this is the biggest predictor of divorce or disconnection in couples. Behavior number 3 is defensiveness. So this is when your partner brings up a concern, expresses a need, and you automatically get really defensive. So your defenses come up, and then that looks like either kind of being this self-righteous, like how dare you, like I haven't done that, or this kind of sense of like being a victim, like poor me, like why does this always happen to me, things like that. And so if you can actually see from the screen, like your partner brings up like, oh, did you schedule Johnny's doctor's appointment? And you haven't, you forgot. And you get really defensive in that moment. Instead of acknowledging it, you're like, well, you acknowledge it, but really angry, like, yes, of course I forgot. Like, what do you think? I have like 20 things on my plate, and you know what? I'm the one that's always in charge of this. So you know what? You should handle this. So again, it's really being defensive and lacking accountability for the behavior, for what happened, and really kind of putting up this shield between you and your partner. A 4th behavior, it's what he calls stonewalling. So this is pretty much when you just shut down. And part of the reason you shut down is because you're just flooded and overwhelmed at that moment. But instead of acknowledging that or telling your partner you need a break, you just start to shut down. So shut down looks like you just start to withdraw, literally, actually, or just in the conversation, you stop engaging. Maybe you look away. Maybe just your nonverbals are evident that you're not really there. Maybe you just even stop responding to them. So like an extreme example would be you just start giving them the silent treatment. Maybe you just actually walk away, but without any kind of prompt or notice telling your partner that you're walking away. You've just really shut down the conversation. And if you are still engaging, you're really not tuned in. So maybe it's just like one-word responses, or you're just kind of telling your partner what they want to hear just to kind of get this conversation over and done with. So you're really kind of putting, again, this wall between you and your partner because you have shut down and have felt overwhelmed. So hit like if you actually plan to stop these 4 behaviors in your relationship. Hit like now, so I know that you are going to stop these behaviors in your relationship. And so one tip to really help you stop them is just really knowing when these behaviors are happening. So for you to start noticing and labeling these behaviors when they're happening in your relationship. And I'm not saying like in an interaction with your partner saying like, oh, you're being defensive, oh, you're stonewalling, because that's probably not helpful. Actually, I'm encouraging you to look at your own behaviors and say like, is there an instance when you're engaging in one or all of these behaviors? And again, you're human, it happens, we all do it. And one of the really clear steps to really help save or improve your relationship is to start shifting how these behaviors look. So really not engaging in these behaviors. And in another video, I'm actually going to give the antidotes to these 4 horsemen. For tips like this, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel now so you can stay up to date on other tips related to your mental health. And as always, I encourage you to continue nurturing your mind, body, and soul, as well as in your relationships, whatever that looks like for you and your partner. All right, guys, I hope you have a great one.